Elisa Moed. I'm Israeli. I'm from Tel Aviv, and I'm one of the co-founders of Breaking Bread Journeys.
Good morning, and thank you for joining Breaking Travel News. We're here at World Travel Market 2013. How is this show useful to get your message out to potential consumers in the travel trade?
Well, this is our first show. We launched Breaking Bread Journeys about 3 months ago. It was an effort that was put together by myself, an Israeli, and my colleague, Christina Samara, who's a Palestinian Christian from Jerusalem. And this is really an opportunity for us to really tell the travel world that we have a very unique product, which is sustainable and I believe quite responsible. It's the first ever joint Israeli-Palestinian travel initiative, and we offer 5 really distinct people-to-people encounter type of tours within Israel and the Palestinian territories.
And where do you attract visitors from? Are you hoping to bring Brits over, other Europeans, North America?
Well, our primary markets, at least at this venture, are Britain, of course. I mean, obviously we're here, and it's a great way to meet and be introduced to the UK market. But the Netherlands and Germany are also very top markets for us, as is the United States of America.
Perhaps you could tell our viewers just a little bit about 1 or 2 of the itineraries.
Sure. We have, first of all of our itineraries range from about 6 to 8 days, and they can all be customized to suit the needs of the clients and what they're exactly looking for. But we have a very interesting food and culture program that starts in Tel Aviv and moves up north to Akko, which is on the west coast of Israel, and has a very interesting Crusader background. In Akko, they, for instance, would tour the old city with an expert local chef, go for a workshop. The group would then travel over to, say, Tiberias and down through to Nablus, and maybe meet with a women's cooperative, and that's introduces them to the only slow food movement in Israel, in the Palestinian territories. And then we move into Jerusalem. We go through the Chefs of Peace, do a special workshop with them, and many other things along that line, and meeting experts in the local food and culture areas, and do debka dancing and other types of musical things. Another really interesting program that we have is a sustainability program that builds itself on many of the natural assets that are found in both Israel and the Palestinian territories. For instance, the Dead Sea, which obviously has been shrinking every year by about 3 meters. The Jordan River, which has some real issues in terms of the shared water between Israel and Palestinian territories and Jordan. Obviously, we have beautiful mountain areas where there's tremendous hiking, interesting algae projects, which, and many of the things that are going on both in Israel and the Palestinian territories from an agro-tourism perspective. So we do a lot of things within our sustainability program. The other really, I think, very, very unique one is that Herod had an incredible building spree that went on in both Israel and the Palestinian territories, and much of which remains today in terms of the phenomenal structures, whether it is the Western Wall or in Jericho or in Sebastia in the middle of the West Bank or in Caesarea, which is over on the West Coast, is really from the time of Herod. So we've developed an archaeologically based program that traces kind of the roots of Herod and his building spree within Israel and the Palestinian territories.
So you've got a lot of bases covered in the country then, I think.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Okay, well, maybe we'll catch up in a couple of months to see how you're received by the market. Thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to tell everybody about Breaking Bread Journeys.